Hello, my friends. How is it going? Woohoo! It's so good to see people, like, personally, right? Well, today I'm gonna show you some of my journey trying to fix a bug and actually trying to find out if it was actually a bug or some mistake I did. So I think you're gonna enjoy it. Well, I'm a Brazilian, as she said, and yeah, let's share something with you. Oh, nice. Well, first of all of the things I'm gonna show you here are already on my GitHub or online. I put all the links on the end of this presentation so you can follow each step if you want to try it at home and trying compiling the Node.js code on your own machine. I put all there so you can check, okay? Please, if you can, take pictures, mention the event, mention myself, because this helps a lot the work we've been doing, okay? Well, I'm gonna start first talking about how actually I start with this thing, like how was my first touch in the Node.js experience. Who here has been to the Node.js Collaborated Summit? Let me see. Ooh, just a few people. Okay. The Node.js Collaborated Summit is something like, I would say, a sub-event, which happens after like big conference like this. And the Node.js Collaborators helps you to start contributing the node, gets feedback, they hear about all of your pain using the platform, and so on. So there, they said, well, if you fix this bug, they gave me actually a paper. So I was like, oh, try fixing this and this and that, and we're gonna give you a pin if you fix this bug. I was like, oh my God, this is so nice. So I did it. Look at my first ever PR. It was just... I can't describe to you how it was to get this email. Really, it was really a big deal for me because I feel like, oh, my name is on the history right now, right? But even it was like simple stuff, I could see the whole process working, and I actually got my pin. Oh, very nice. Well, after this, I was like, okay, I should try something more, right? Not just trying simple stuff. I would really want to help more. So I'm gonna start talking about the bug I found. You know when you are writing something that you're really sure that you know what you're doing, but suddenly it doesn't work. Like, I was like, oh my God, I'm sure that I know what I'm doing here, but it suddenly just didn't work. Well, I was working, preparing classes for, whoops, spoiler. Ooh. I was actually preparing classes for my students in Brazil about child process. Child process is a Node.js module that you can spin up process, run background tasks, and do a lot of stuff. Well, the problem here was that I was trying to create a simple example. I was just trying to spin up a process and send messages back and forth, and it wasn't working. And I really didn't know what was happening. So for this example, I was using ECMAScript modules. How many of you have been using ECMAScript modules only right now? Just a few people. That's nice. Or not so nice, right? Well, the first example was the child, right? So I had a simple program. I was listening for a message, and I was just sending a message right away. Look at the console.log because it will be important for the next example. Well, in the other way, I had a lot of code, but let's just focus on this part of the code. Here, I was spinning up this program and sending a message right there and just waiting for messages. Right here, just have just message. And the other example, I have like message from a child, okay? So it was all my code there. So I was trying to run this code and see. I got the message only on the parent, but the child wasn't working. I was like, no, what's going on here? I copied the example from the docs, and it wasn't working. I was like, no, I'm sure that it's me. It's impossible to see some bug in the node, right? 2022, it's crazy. Well, I started like wondering and trying some stuff, and then I found workaround, right? In Portuguese, we have a gambiarra for this word. I put a set timeout here, and you can see it's working right now. So I figure, oh my God, the process is not ready to receive messages yet. But in CommonJS, when you use a require and module export, it was working. So the way that Node.js is working right now, the JavaScript, this whole ECMAScript modules is working right now, it has changed a bit, right? Right now, we have everything async. So it was a bit confusing for me in the beginning, but yeah, I figure how to solve this problem, right? Well, for this solution, I wasn't really aware if it was really a bug yet. And I was like, okay, I should research a bit. I should ask my friends, ask someone on Twitter. But then when I put it on the Google, I found a lot of issues. Oops. I found a lot of issues, like on the Jest framework, on Wireguards, and a lot of other packages. And the people just opening issues on the frameworks, on the packages, and they say, this is not working, this is not working. And all of them was like, oh, this is not my fault, it's the Node side. So if Node fix this problem, we can fix it later. I was like, okay, maybe I should talk to someone else. Well, I met those amazing people, which is Anna and Rich. These people are amazing. They helped me a lot. And they are actually one of the people that is most active on the GitHub, on the Node. Anna actually built most of the worker threads module by herself, so it was really crazy. Well, I started talking to her, and I had some ideas. I was like, what if I have a new event right now, just to listen to the child process, like, oh, it's ready. So I got the message from there, and I sent the messages. This actually was my idea, right? So Anna said, it's not so good, right? I have another idea. I think it could be much easier. What if, oh my God, clickers hacking myself. What if we just enqueue the messages until someone is actually listening to the program, right? So I was like, oh, really? This is a very good solution because there's no breaking change, right? You don't need to change the docs. You don't need to teach the community again. So it was very nice. So firstly, I start going to the GitHub side, and I open this whole issue right there talking like, oh, all of those mentions on GitHub, it's because this problem. Anna said this, I tried that, and what do you think? So I got some feedback there. They said just, go forward, we believe you. So I figured the first problem. I was trying to compile the Node.js product, and it was taking like an hour. Every change I did there is like 1 hour. I changed the JavaScript side, and it was like, oh my God, let's take a lunch, right? So it was very crazy. But I figured that they have on the docs some configurations to make it easier. So you can cache the C++ side to make it easier or faster. And we have another configure flag there to read the modules from the disk, not from the binary. So when we build the whole project, we have another binary and we can execute. So I was like, this looks more easier. So right now, I can see like building from like the README side, using make to compile the whole thing. And right now it takes like an hour on my machine, but it was like, okay, let's see if it's actually working. Well, when I go to a child process file right now on the Node.js core, I change something and I can see the whole thing working. I was like, oh my God, this is so nice. So if I change there, I can see immediately. So this was for me a game changer. And I was like, oh, now I'm a hacker, man, right? So now I have everything I want to work on this. Now I have everything needed. So I was like, okay, let's do some trials right here. First of all, Anna showed me some files and some places to look up. And here I got to the spawn module. Right there, we have some functions that sends and receive messages, right? So right here, I have the emit, which was the function that was sending data and through the process and actually trying to know whether it's like an internal message or just a message and sending this image. So I was like, okay, I should just add some like ifs here, trying to add some lists and so on. So right there, I created first a property. This is just the draft, okay? This is just the first trial. And I put this on a property right there. And the emit function, I add some checkings. So first of all, I will only call the emit if I have some listener. So I got the listener right there. I try to find if it's like an internal message or just a message at all. If it's so, I just emit the event, or not, I will just enqueue the messages, adding to a list, okay? Well, look how different it was, like the first one and the second one. Not that complicated, but it changes the whole thing, right? Well, after it, I add some listener to check if someone installed on the child process, right? So I was trying to check how many messages I have pending to send, and I got the same idea from there, calling the emit function, and after all, I have the clear and do everything. So new listener, try find if we have actually pending messages, and then we call them, and then we clean the messages. Very straightforward, right? Well, remember the example, right? Right now, I have my same child file, I have the same parent file doing exactly the same thing, and now we can see if it actually works, right? Let me see. Oh, it's working right now. No set timeout, right? You know the adrenaline, right? When you feel like, oh my God, it's working. Like on the Node.js core, it's not just a hello world, right? For me, it was magic. Okay, going forward, I had to write some tests. So I create just a file right there to generate like both child and parent functions right here. So as you can see, I'm just sending the message, waiting for the messages there and making the assertions. And the other side, I have the else just waiting for them to check it out. Well, I said, okay, almost done. Let's run the test. So I figured this. I broke the Node.js core. Okay, I was like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what I'm gonna do now. Like, it was really, really sad. But you know, right? When you're working like late night, you can find some problem. But the solution was actually just an if. Just trying to check if the channel was ready to actually handle it, and we can make it work. So this fixed all the problems. And now I can see the video working. I actually run all the tests that was failing and run again all the test suite for child process. And now it's working. Now I have to learn how to dance like this. But yeah, it was working. Really nice. Okay, I thought let's keep seeing like the whole docs on the Node.js, how to do it. And there they said, oh, you have to run the link to see if your style guide is okay. And then I figure, I wasn't. I haven't configured it, so I had to manually fix them all. And then I got to the Node.js core and created my actual pull request right there. I was like, oh my God, I'm almost there. Like, I'm sweating, I'm almost there. So looking at the docs, they have actually patterns for even the title, for the description, and so on. So first of all, you should declare what is the title, what is the subsystem you are changing, a short description, and actually some references. And then you can see. Well, I'm a very anxious person, right? So I was like, oh my God, what I'm gonna do now? I'm not sure if it's what they thought, right? But the bug was found. So the next step after you publish something on the Node.js GitHub is to get feedback, right? From the contributors, from people from, we should say the steering committee, right? Well, this guy or girl, I don't know, Adu just helped me a lot, showing a lot of stuff for me, like, oh, this proper shouldn't be public. What if you just use a symbol here? I was like, oh, nice. Another thing, well, have you seen the spread operator there? He said it's like a mutable state, so someone else could change your code and see those results. I was like, okay, so he just suggests this, and I'm using the reflect apply, which is functions. It's part of a set of functions on the Node.js core to make safer to use this kind of function. Well, and the other one, for me, it was the most interesting one, because I didn't know, like I've been studying JavaScript for over 10 years, but I didn't know that. Well, right there, you can see the process next tick is very expensive for the Node.js core. So he said, what if you just put them outside and you make it? Well, some experts right here would say, okay, but the next tick won't guarantee the concurrency, right? So this was my hero. She was saying like, oh man, here you can change something to actually check if the messages are there already, so to prevent the whole thing working. Well, after all, I put some links. There were a lot of other fixes, but then I got this. Landed. I cannot describe to you how it was for me to see my name on the history. I actually called my mom, Mom, my name is there. It's amazing. So I thought, okay, let's move forward. Let's try and find another bug or another solution. But, you know, software programming is not that easy sometimes. And I got a comment on my issue, like, oh, will this be fixed on the 14, like the current version? I was like, oh my God, my code was delivered in the Node 18, like four versions ahead of my code. So Adu again said, oh, if you wanna make like a backport, you can work there, you can help them. And I figured, no, it's my job, right? I'm gonna try it again. So I did the same thing. For me, it was very straightforward because I hadn't any breaking change. It was just logic, so I just copied from side, I pasted in another, I ran the code and the test, and it was really fine. Again, I had another cool thing like there, like, oh my God, I'm gonna put on my board, like on my room. This is so nice. Well, Node.js Core, the whole Node.js community, I think for me, it was like people were just speaking here. I don't know if you know them. They are a bit introvert sometimes, but they are very helpful. They are very kind with you. Like every time I try commenting something, they said, oh, I know how to solve this problem. I could solve like in 2 minutes. But if you wanna help, if you wanna be part of this, oh, here are all the steps for you. So this, for me, actually, we were talking like I gave 100 talks. It's because I learned it this way. You learn something. This is about community, right? Sometimes you learn for free and you have to share to the people, so you're gonna pay. So it's not free at all, right? We have to keep sharing our knowledge. And in the Node.js Core, this was really, really amazing, so on. Well, as I said, I created like a text showing every step I did on the Node.js Core in case you want to follow these things as well. Well, who here loves Node.js streams? Just you know. So I'm creating a new content about Node.js streams. It's my first training course in English. So if you wanna take a look deeper about the most powerful Node.js feature, you should take a look at this content. Well, all of my presentation I've given are already on my website. So if you wanna take a look in another conferences or contents I've given, you can go there and take a look at the slides. But please, tell me that you are like looking at the website so I will know that you can like use them, okay? Well, as I said, my YouTube channel is there. The link for the presentation is here as well. Talk to me on Twitter, talk to me here. My website is there, my LinkedIn is there. If you wanna like chat before, please reach me out, okay? So thank you so much for having me.